Alright guys, chapter 1020 just came out of One Piece, and let's get into it. Now, this is what I'm talking about when we get One Piece chapters. With the Frankie one, it was fine. I understood what we needed, but man, this is what we really needed. This is really what I wanted to see, because what happened with the Brook, Robin, and Black Maria fight, it didn't really give us too much more information, but it had character. It had more flair to it. But yeah, let's get into the beginning of the chapter. So starting out, we go straight back to Kaido and Yamato, which is something that I didn't really expect. I thought we would go away for a second then come back, but nope, picked up right where we left off. And Kaido and Yamato are talking, and eventually we get it revealed of what Yamato's devil fruit is, and she is a dog fruit mythical zone, so she's this guardian deity. It's something in Japanese folklore of this dog guardian deity sort of thing, so that's what she is. So she's supposed to guard Wano, she's supposed to protect Wano, and Kaido is talking about how it's a mistake and all of that, how she shouldn't have had it, and then he's trying to convince her. And then he's just yeah, you want to guard, you want to protect Wano, Orochi basically built all of this stuff, it's right in your hands, just take it, just guard Wano for me. And she's no, I don't want to guard Wano for you, I want to guard Wano for the people, I want to free the people from the tyranny that's going on. But I think it's so funny because Kaido is just yeah, Orochi was basically he's just Orochi was garbage, but he's gone now, he was a tyrant and he built up this whole weapon factory, so just take the fruits of his labor. And Yamato's what? No, because she would destroy the weapons factories, she would free the people, all of that, and obviously Kaido wouldn't want that. So yeah, they're fighting back and forth, and we get this awesome panel of basically Kaido's just don't test your luck, and he uses blast breath, and then she uses her breath power blast thing, and it swirls up together, so they cancel each other out, and there's a colored panel of it, so I put it up, and it just looks super cool. And this is what I was talking about, especially with Yamato in her zone form, she can at least fight with Kaido for a little bit. Obviously I don't think she's gonna defeat him, and obviously he is going a little bit easy on Yamato because obviously that's his kid. But yeah, he's don't test your luck. I feel Kaido's gonna start ramping up the power a little bit more, and then that's when Yamato's gonna start being in trouble a little bit. And the pacing of this chapter is so good, because right after we go after that, we pick up right at Robin and Brook and Black Maria's fight, and we see Robin's mom, and we see Professor Clover, and we see Saul, and it's I was a little drunk watching this, and I was watching the scans, and one of the pages were missing, and I went straight from the Kaido fight, and then I went and saw Saul, and I was oh my gosh, what is happening? And of course I was freaking out because I was a little tipsy, so I was just I knew he wasn't back, but I was just I got straight to the Saul panel, and I was yo, no way is this actually happening, that he's here somehow. That's so strange. So I ended up having to take a whole rant because my sister was sitting right beside me. She was why are you freaking out? And I gave her all of Robin's backstory of everything that happened with her, and how significant it would be for these characters to be back and stuff like that. And then she just was nodding and stuff, and I'm okay, she doesn't actually care, so I just need to stop freaking out. I need to go back and find another page that has the translation on it. But yeah, I got the actual page before that, and I saw what happened, and Brook is trying to warn Robin, and Robin is sort of starting to walk up to her mother and stuff like that, and they're just we miss you, come over here, come on, you've grown up so much. And Robin's actually starting to get teary-eyed, and I don't think she was just doing it all for play. I think obviously she was getting really emotional about seeing her family again, basically. And she just let herself just live in that moment for a second. But of course the serpent ladies thought she was obviously fooled, but right when she gets up to them, she attacks them, and then all the serpent people are down, and she's just too bad, that wouldn't ever happen or something like that. And it's just so sad, because it's everything that Robin's really been through, and you could really see it in her face that she was just she wanted to live in that moment just a little bit longer, and then she obviously took them all out. They start running away after that, and Robin is asking Brook how are you not affected by that, basically. And he's just well, I dreamt of my friends, and it hurt a lot when I was adrift to sea for 50 years. And then Robin starts laughing, and she's we're peas in a pod and stuff like that, and it's oh ha ha. It's yo, this is really some dark stuff, and they're just laughing along the way. But that's one of the things that I love. I love just getting these different dynamics and stuff like that, just seeing Brook and seeing Robin interact. I love when the Straw Hats interact, so it's always awesome. And we always get these different combinations of the Straw Straw Hats being grouped up. So it was just a nice little moment. So after that, Black Maria like busts through the wall basically, and she has this like long staff thing that's like, it's like a pug at the end of it that is also has like a human's face, and there's like flames all over it. It's super strange. It's One Piece, so it's gonna be like really weird. She starts lighting the entire like castle on fire basically, and Robin's just like, oh my gosh, you're like gonna kill everybody and stuff like that. And Black Maria just sort of laughs, and she's just like, you're pathetic, like you're worried about your enemies, like stuff like that. And then everything's on fire, and basically Robin is having to like save Brook, and they're like trying to get up to the ceiling. And then Brook realizes, well, if like that weapon that she has is alive, well I could take care of it. And he like goes through and basically like cold freeze or something like that. I always get the attacks wrong, but he like goes through, and then he basically like soul chill. Damn it, I don't remember the name. He basically like freezes the dog's soul, and then the dog like falls out of it, and then the fire starts going away, and Brook basically like gets rid of the rest of the fire, and Robin like jumps down to where like Black Maria is. After that, Black Maria just like starts making fun of Sanji and just like how weak he is, and she was saying that he has like the number 2 highest bounty on the crew, and like how is he supposed to like do anything. Black Maria likes to talk a lot, and we get to see that in this chapter. She's basically taunting Robin even more, and she's just like, Sanji was the number 2 highest bounty in the crew, like he's so weak to ask for your help and all of that, like like she's just like going in, and she's just trying to make like Robin and Brook like frustrated. And I thought it was like such a sweet moment, because like Robin just smiles and she puts her head down, and then Brook's like, well, like Sanji is pretty amazing. Well, Robin, you want to get this one? And she's just like, thanks. And then meanwhile, Brook is just like, I'll take on the rest of these demons, even though like I'm scared of like ghosts or whatever, and he's obviously like a ghost, so yo ho ho, very funny. And it's actually like a really cool panel where he's like getting his sword ready, and like all of the serpent and all the monster people are like coming toward him, and I was like, dude, that's gonna like look pretty cool animated. But anyway, Robin's starting to get powered up and stuff like that, and she starts to have like a monologue with Black Maria, and it's such a nice moment while she's monologuing, because like Black Maria is just like, did I strike a nerve or something? And then Robin's like, no, like you don't know how much it actually means for him to rely on me, because Sanji will be one of the wings that will help the Pirate King soar. And then she starts like transforming into this like octopus, like squid lady. It's just like her body, and then she has like a whole bunch of arms coming out. But I was like, oh my gosh, that was such like a cool moment. And I know the fans are probably gonna read a lot into it, because I read a lot into it. But it was like one of the wings. Like, okay, obviously there's only like 2 wings when we think of wings normally, so it's like Zoro's the right hand basically, so Sanji's like the left. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff going into that, especially with Jinbei. They're talking about like how powerful he is, and I wanted to make a video on it, but I just finished Brocco's video on it, and I think he did a way better job, obviously talking with Sandman and all of that. But I think the same as Brocco's thinking is like, Jinbei is not necessarily one of the wings. He's the helmsman, right? He's the person that helps guide them. That's like his job. He's not supposed to be one of the wings. He's supposed to be kind of like a mentor, but like not really, because he's a part of the crew. But he's there to guide. He's the helmsman. He's there to guide the ship. He's here to guide the crew. He, like Jinbei already said, he wants to just like have a clear head. He wants to help. So he's there to help. He's there to have a clear head. He's there to guide. That's like his purpose. He's not like one of the wings. He's not supposed to be like one of these super big powerhouses that's like coming in. He's helping to guide the crew. He's helping to guide Luffy to become the future Pirate King. So I like that take on it a lot. But I know Oda does this stuff like on purpose. I know he probably puts in lines like that so many times to be able to mess with the fandom, mess with them, have people talking about it, which is like what I love. Like it's been there the whole time. Well, now that's fixed. But yeah, that's what I love what Oda does. Oda, he always puts in stuff like that for the fandom to just start going crazy. And it works, and that's why I love manga. That's why I love weekly comics and stuff like that, because like it's just something for people to talk about for like another week or so, or like even with like Oda, it's like people still talk about theories like years from now. So we go to the last scene, and Luffy is on the ground at one of the ports, and he's there with Momo, and Momo's starting to catch him up on what's going on, and like basically Momo thinks that like the scavengers are dead, and then Luffy's just like, it's not the time for crying right now. He's always being called a crybaby. It's like when Luffy was being called a crybaby by Sabo and Ace. But he's like, it's not the time for crying right now, basically. And it's like, it's harsh, but that's how Luffy grew up. That's what he knows. Like, you can cry later, but you can't cry right now. But Luffy is screaming for meat, and he's trying to get like stronger, and so people are going out and trying to like find this meat for him. And finally we get a little panel of Caribou, and I'm like, oh my gosh, people have been like wondering where Caribou has been like this whole time and stuff like that. Like most people, I forgot for a little bit that Caribou like was even here, but Caribou is just like, what are you doing? Like, get it together, Straw Hat, like you gotta win so that I can get out of here, basically. And I hope that he becomes like an ally of the Straw Hats, basically. What I mean is that like I hope that he just like has a whole bunch of meat and a whole bunch of food stored up in like the swamp or whatever, and that he's able to give it to Luffy to and then power up and go back up there, because that would be pretty cool, I think. But maybe not. Maybe Luffy then goes up and he goes back up and he just like finds some meat that's laying around up there at the party. But I wouldn't think so, because he refused to eat the meat last time because they said they would throw it away and stuff like that, the people of Ebisu Town and stuff. So I don't think he would necessarily do that. I hope it's Caribou. But anyway, we get to the last few panels and Luffy is just like, Momo, I need you to fly us back up there so that we can finish this thing. I need you to transform into a dragon. And Luffy like points up to Onigashima and stuff like that, and we get this last little text in the bottom left, and it's just like the final trip to Onigashima, and it's like, oh man, like here we go. Like I think the last act comes when Yamato falls, and then Zoro comes in and helps, and then Zoro falls, and then right when Zoro is about to be like killed, Luffy comes in and saves him, like when he saved Law that one time in Dressrosa. I hope that's how it happens, and then we get a break. People will hate that, but I think it'll be so cool. Like Luffy comes in and saves and is about to fight Kaido in the last battle. We still have to go over Big Mom first before we go to like Kaido's big battle. So I think after Black Maria we go to Big Mom and Kid. But yeah, so I hope that's like the going into the next act, and then I hope we have a break for a little bit and we see what's going on with the warlords and all of that sort of stuff, because I've been really curious what's happening. It'll suck to have to wait, longer to get the next thing that happens with Luffy and Kaido, but I think it'll be like a good pacing sort of thing. But let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. I thought it was really good. I think even though there wasn't a lot of information revealed, it was still a really great chapter because there's a lot of character stuff that was going on. But let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Love to hear your thoughts. Make sure while you're down there to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.